So Harry Maguire, 2 defeats here last season for Manchester United. That's 3 already this. Let's bring in Gary Neville. Are we left, Gary, with even more questions on United than when we started?
I think that's the issue. There's more problems than solutions. You've got 6 midfield players at the club. Matic, Fred, McTominay, Fernandes, Van der Beek and Pogba, and you've got to somehow try and get them into a system which is forcing Ole to play a diamond. And I think there was an element today of thinking that he could just put any 4 players in that diamond and it would go and work after what happened in midweek. But McTominay on the right-hand side, it wasn't working after 5 minutes. If you play on the right-hand side or left-hand side of that diamond, you've got to be comfortable moving out into that wide area. And Wan-Bissaka's already a little bit awkward on the ball at right back, so you need someone out there who can balance it off. And that balance on that right-hand side for United's a real problem. When Greenwood went off, it was even worse. And obviously they wanted Sancho in the summer to play on that side, and it looks like it's a really bad error in not getting that position recruited. But I have to say, you're right, Dave. I think changing systems, changing players, too many players in certain positions and not having enough players in others is a real problem. Manchester United's fullbacks aren't the best attacking fullbacks in the world. I mean, Shaw's okay going forward. He provides a little bit of balance. Wan-Bissaka's not. So you then think to yourself, well, you're playing a diamond and your width's coming from 2 players who don't really play that position well in the sort of high, wide and right and left positions. So it's all looking a little bit scruffy at this moment in time. And towards the end, I'm not even sure what shape United were playing. There were players everywhere and it ended up being a mess.
So what solutions do you have?
I think you've just got to pick a group of players. You might have to make some tough decisions, Ollie. Really tough decisions. I thought today with his substitutions, to me it felt like probably Pogba needed to come off on that left-hand side and Rashford needed to go to the left, Cavani up top and Greenwood to the right and play the 4-3-3. He didn't feel like he wanted to take him off. I thought maybe McTominay should have come off as well. Did they really need McTominay and Matic on the pitch towards the end? I think Tim just said that a few moments ago. So I think maybe just having to really upset a few, there's 8 weeks to go to the January transfer window. He's going to have to be selfish. You just mentioned about not getting the players he wanted, but he's got to make sure that he backs certain players and stays with them, and then the ones that he doesn't want, he's just got to maybe leave them out and not try and fit them all in. And at this moment in time, he's rotating from game to game to try and keep everybody happy. But he's going to end up losing himself if he's not careful, because it's proven today that he changed the team, he changed the system, and 3 at the back in Paris, 4 at the back against Chelsea last weekend, a diamond in midweek, a diamond today that gets changed at half-time to a 4-2-3-1. So many changes from game to game, and I think there's going to have to be an element of consistency because some of those players are letting him down.
Jamie made the point, Gary, that 39 games in for Mikel Arteta, we know what he's trying to do. We can see patterns developing. But after 100 games for Manchester United in charge of Manchester United, we're still not really sure what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to do with this team. How much of a concern is that?
I think it's a concern in the sense that there doesn't look to be a balance. And I think you look at sort of Arsenal today, I think if Mikel Arteta had played that game in his head 4 or 5 hours ago and pressed play, it would have been exactly as it worked out. It just felt like from minute 1 to minute 90, he knew he was going to win that game 1-0. He knew he was going to get a goal in the second part of the game. He knew he was going to bring off Lacazette and put Nketiah on. It felt like every sort of move that he made was sort of there, and it was controlled. Whereas I think with Ole, I think he's got a group of talented players, expensive talented players who are on big money, and he's trying to work them into a system, and he's just going to probably have to pick 1 or 2 of the talented ones and say to the rest of them, you're going to be not playing, because like you say, at this moment in time, the best players or the most talented players don't make the best team, and he's trying to get them all in. I think it's a real problem. Cavani then comes on towards the end and he looks well off being match fit. It's not his problem, but it's just the way it is. How do you get him up to speed without playing him? You've got Martial coming back from a suspension, and like you say, there seems to be more problems than solutions, and he's going to have to work it out quite quickly, and he's going to have to, I think, be cruel to be kind to some of those players.